Maestro is directed by Bradley Cooper and stars Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan. This film is a biopic of the composer Leonard Bernstein, who is most known for composing the music for West Side Story. Specifically, it takes a look into his complicated marriage with his wife. Honestly, Maestro was one of my most anticipated films of the entire year. Firstly, I loved Bradley Cooper's directorial debut, A Star Is Born. I think that film is absolutely fantastic. It's entertaining, it's moving. I thought the subject matter here had a lot of potential. And not to mention, this movie is produced by Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. You know, just a few indie filmmakers, you may have heard of them. Firstly, let's talk about the performances. Bradley Cooper, as well as directing and doing a lot of jobs on this movie actually, plays Leonard Bernstein, and he is phenomenal in this movie. I know this is the typical thing to say about actors in a biopic, but it's true here. He genuinely disappears into the role. I did not see Cooper at all. His performance was captivating, and Carey Mulligan is equally excellent in this movie. She conveys so much without dialogue. Just with her facial expressions, you can tell how her character is feeling. And from a production standpoint, I think Maestro is flawless. The cinematography is beautiful. Not all of it, but a good chunk of this movie is in the 4:3 aspect ratio and in black and white. And I love that about the film. There are so many shots in this movie where I would just hang them on my wall. The framing, the shot composition, it is all insanely good. And considering this is only Bradley Cooper's second movie he's directed, he does a damn good job. I mentioned Steven Spielberg earlier, and there are genuinely a couple of sequences towards the beginning of this film that feel Spielbergian in the way they're executed. The production design does an amazing job at capturing the time period. In general, I would say this movie reminds me a lot of David Fincher's Mank, and that from a visual standpoint, it's amazing, but it's the script that lets this film down. A lot of this movie has to do with Leonard Bernstein's sexuality, and that's where there's a lot of conflict between him and his wife. However, my main issue with the film is that it struggles to make you feel the weight of their situation. Yes, you can tell, mainly through the performances, that these people are struggling, especially Carey Mulligan's character. However, the script doesn't flesh the characters out enough. It does kind of feel like we're told we should feel for these characters, but we're never actually given much time to breathe with them. There's not really a slow evolution with these characters where you see their relationship slowly go downhill. And by nature, Maestro is a slow-paced movie, and a slow pace in a movie can be beneficial when your characters are fleshed out. But as I said, the characters aren't really, so that can make the pacing of the film unjustified. And additionally, there is a subplot introduced rather late into the film, and it feels pretty tacked on. I'm not going to give away what it is, but while I understand that may have happened in real life, in the movie it feels pretty out of place, and because of that the movie could just feel like it's dragging on. Overall, there's enough I admire in this movie to say I liked it. However, considering how much I loved A Star Is Born and how much potential I thought this film had, it was honestly disappointing. Saying that, I am still very intrigued to see what Bradley Cooper directs next, and I will say I think this movie is going to be very big Oscar season. And knowing the kind of films the Academy love, I think it could even win Best Picture. I'm going to give Maestro a B-. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You guys were awesome. Blu-ray Billy, logging off.